What's up, everybody? We're going to talk about some of the debt collection news that is out there. I want to make you aware of what's going on and how it's affecting how people are moving through this economy and credit scores, a whole bunch of things. I'm also trying to do a little multitask. Have an individual who just contacted our company about getting sued by a debt collector who purchased a debt. It's early where I'm at. None of the employees are in, and I just want to make sure that I get this over to this gentleman. And you know something also, before I start on the video talking about debt collectors and what's in the news with dealing with debt collectors, is I understand, and I know I repeat this over and over, but if you don't feel good, you're not going to do anything to help get yourself out of debt. You're not going to do anything to start working on your credit. You're not going to do anything to change your financial situation. So it's very important that, at least for me, to always acknowledge, just in case you're new to the channel or you're having a bad day, you're one of my subscribers and you watch my videos, but you might be having a bad day and you just need that acknowledgement. I know that you don't want any bad surprises coming your way. If you're like me, I don't need no surprises. I just want to just know everything before stuff happens. I'm just that type of person. That's my personality. You want to protect your assets. You want to protect your money. You don't want no one dip it in your bank account. You don't want to have any money come up missing. You want to keep your lifestyle. You want to keep it where it's at, or you want to improve it, but you don't want it to go backwards. You do not want it to go backwards. And for me, this is where all of that whole thing came from, which was passed down to me from my parents, and one of my uncles used to always say it to me before I joined the Army. That's my picture there. When I joined the Army at the age of 18, I was in there from the age of 18 to age of 20, right out of high school. And when I started my first business, it was in 1990, and we were in a straight up recession in the United States. Not like the type of recessions that we got now. Not to say that they're not bad, that things, it don't dip, people don't get hurt. But if you look back in 1990s and you got a 20-year-old that is trying to find their way, which was who I was, trying to find my way and figure out what I'm going to do with my life, I know how that feeling of it's like a protection feeling. Like whatever you got, you want to protect it. And I got with my wife and we started building our lives. And I can tell you that when I look back at that 20-year-old person, and I look back, what was so different between what I was doing and what other people who are my age right now, and a lot of them that we knew, they got divorced. A lot of them that we knew back then, they are struggling financially. And so it was like, what was the major difference? And the major difference, this is the honest truth, is that I woke up, me and my wife both together, getting ready to be 36 years of marriage. Yeah, 36. We put ourselves in the right mindset and whatever we had to do, make ourselves feel good about what we had to do that day. And back then, I would pop in Les Brown. It was a VHS tape. Some of you don't even know about no VHS tape. But I would pop in a Les Brown tape and I would listen to it because that was going to make me feel good for what I had to do through the day. And what I had to do through the day is I was working a third shift security guard job at a local college from 8 p.m. to 4 in the morning. And my wife and I started our local advertising publication to help small businesses bring in more customers. We were not trained. We didn't go to college for it. We didn't know graphic design, nothing about publishing and nothing. And we made that a very successful company all the way up to this day. And I'm going to speak on that in a second. But the key was that we had to feel good. And that's why I always talk about it. If I can get you to feel good, then your body will allow you to go ahead and start thinking more clearly and start to think forward about what needs to be done. Because what I see people do is they think about the past. I wish I knew what I knew now in the past, because I would have been doing better now. But they always project to the future. I'm going to do this in the future. Next year, I'm going to do this 5 years. Instead of thinking about what you got to do now. So what you need to do right now is you need to do things to help you feel good. And look at this. I brought this. I had this on the side of my bed. I know you young people don't even know what this is. This is a cassette tape. And I have in here one of my mentors, Marshall Silver. And it was a subconscious reprogramming cassette that I used to just listen to when I would go to sleep, me and my wife. And I just pop it on whenever I want, right now. Just pop it on and listen to it while I'm working. Because what you think about is what you become. It's not the reverse. If you have bad credit, you were doing things that made you have bad credit. And then once you have bad credit, all you think about is having bad credit. And because you think about having bad credit all the time, you think about solutions, but they're always in the future, but you never deal with what's going on right now. If you got bad credit, if you got too much debt, you got to work on it right now. Now, before I get to talking about the debt collector news and what's going on, my publishing company, I made the decision 2 weeks ago that I was going to cease operations with that business. It has helped me and my family get to like huge heights, but it's just not where the economy. It has nothing to do with the economy. It has to do with the mindset of business owners. Business owners, we live in it's a do-it-yourself type society, and with that, a lot. We were helping local businesses with their marketing, but it's not the way that it used to be, and I'm one of these people that look at the future and like print advertising is not the future. Print advertising is not the future. And actually the future for what I had transitioned with that business a long time ago, but I just decided to let go of that part of the business, which was the consulting. I consult with a lot of companies, big companies like Boost Mobile, DirecTV, all of these, these are huge multi-billion-dollar companies, and for their distributors that are in my area, I consult with a lot of them, those franchise owners, and just giving them information or from my knowledge of being in the business for 36 years. And a lot of it with them is just to make them feel good about being in their business. Like, if you don't feel good about being in your business, you're not going to be able to stay in business. You're going to always have this mindset that you're struggling, and it's going to stop you from being creative. So let's talk about it. Doing my research to keep you up on what's going on with debt collectors is that there's been some crackdowns on some debt collectors. There's been some huge waves, shock waves of what's going on with people whose credit scores have dropped due to the changes from the Trump administration on what they're doing with reactivating those student loans. People wake up in the morning and their credit scores have dropped 100, 150 points. So debt collectors are making headlines, but it's not for the reasons that you might think. From the FTC shutting down fake debt collection agencies to student loan borrowers, seeing their credit scores drop overnight, 100 to 150 points. The debt collection industry is in chaos right now, and a lot of that is because of the unsurety of the CFPB on their rules and regulations that they put in place that was part of the updates of the Fair Debt Collectors Practice Act. So some debt collectors are like, hey, there's nothing that's going to stop us. And then there's some that are like, regardless of what's going on with CFPB, we're going to always play by the rules. We're just going to play by the rules and just continue, because you never know. Administrations change and rules will change, and you don't want to have some come back to get you. So moving forward in the headlines, FTC bans entire companies from ever collecting debt again, because they were making up fake debts and threatening lawsuits. So this company was actually making up debts and then threatening people that they were going to go out and sue them. Student loan collections are back, and it is tearing people's credit apart. Millions of people are facing wage garnishment, seizure of tax funds, and Social Security offsets. Can you believe that? Also, new state laws are popping up, and the rules are shifting fast. What's legal in one state could be illegal for a debt collector to do in another state. Here's a truth that no one wants to tell you about. The collectors count on you not knowing your rights. They hope that you panic. They hope that you say the wrong thing over the phone when they contact you. They hope that you ignore their lawsuits and that you get a default judgment. But here's the thing. You have options. You can fight back against debt collectors. You can stop their harassment, and you can protect your credit and your money at the same time if you take action early. If you're being contacted by debt collectors, or you're already hit with a lawsuit, what I want you to do is, I don't want you to wait. I want you to contact us at thecreditrepairshop.com, or you can go to summonsmaster.com, because if you can stop them early, if you deal with it early, you can either get your cases dismissed, or you can get them to stop coming after you for that debt that they've purchased from the original creditor. We'll help you understand your rights. We can stop abusive tactics that are used by debt collectors by giving you the information on what you can and can't do, and what they can and can't do, and what you will need to be able to fight back against them. Collectors have teamed up, and they're working with each other, and they're trying to put together these strategies to figure out what's going to work, what's not going to work, because what they want to do is they want to lobby these Congress people to change the laws. So this is your wake-up call. Debt collectors are getting more aggressive. But if you know the rules are there to protect your rights. And the key is knowing how to use them. So if you need help with your credit, please visit us at thecreditrepairshop.com. Watch the video of what makes us different, so you can see my 8-point validation process, my 2-phase settlement process. If you need your credit reports and scores, go to the website your3scores.com to grab your TransUnion, Equifax, and Experian credit reports and all 3 scores. If you have debt collectors coming after you early in the game, you can go to summonsmaster.com, where you can upload that debt collection letter, and it will create an exclusive certified debt validation letter that will stop most debt collectors from coming after you, or it will slow down the process. If you have debt collectors who are suing you, you can upload a PDF file, one PDF file of all of your documents in the summonsmaster.com, and it'll create a fully formatted summons response to every allegation in your summons, and a defense to help you potentially win your case. If you don't know how to put it together as a file, we can do that, and you can upload it, or you could just have us do it. You can go to thecreditrepairshop.com, and we can create your summons response for you. We have human oversight to make sure that you did everything right if you use Summons Master AI. And we have aftercare services to follow you through all the way to the end of your case. Thank you for your time. Subscribe to the channel. Post your questions and comments. This is Stephen A. Williams, President and founder of thecreditrepairshop.com.